Hi, welcome to Wild Women Wednesday. Today we are going to just be here in the Wild Revolution, wanting to keep it more intimate. I wish I had decided this a while ago, so it would be just us. So I'm excited to talk with you today about love. So much to talk about love. Yeah. So love, most of us have it all around us. And the main problem isn't that, we we don't we don't have it. Like, we're seeking it, and it's all around us. And it's the problems are with really receiving it and letting it in. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, about healing your vessel so that you can receive love and keep it in there, have it not just flow through and then just out a bunch of leaky holes, because most of us have some pretty big leaks in there. So I want to talk about some of the obstacles I have been facing lately with this. Earlier this year I did a fire walk, and we were instructed to say one word of something that we want so badly that's on the other side of the fire, and then you walk across it. And I was really surprised by the word that came to me, because it's usually something that I'm striving for. And I was surprised that the word that came to me was love, because intellectually I know I'm loved. People tell me they love me all the time. But I think there's something a little bit broken that I'm not, like, I can tell that I'm not letting it in so much. And one of the major things that gets in my way, I'm calling this inner character the Taskmaster, but I want to look for a better name. That it's this part of me that's just striving, always trying to prove something, but can't quite appreciate what's already been proven, or that there is no need to prove anything. So this character has been very active lately. At this last Saturday, for the first time, I had an all-day workshop, this free event called The Gathering. And Kirsten Elise, I've been thinking about you. Oh, that's so cool. I was just thinking about you this morning. Hi, beauty. Yeah, so it was this all-day workshop, and I planned for it, and then everything went super smooth, like all the logistical stuff, and then the workshop itself was amazing. We just completely went to Magic Land, and everything was smooth, the right transitions, the right amount of partner work. I was telling a story, I looked out at the audience and everyone was crying. And then I, towards the end of the day, hearts, I love it when the hearts fly up. That feels so good. It's so vulnerable doing this. I don't know if you've ever done this, Kirsten. I know you've done lots of similar stuff. It's so nice to have you here. So we got to the end of the day, and I made my offer for Wild Women Rising, and I never, done an offer like that in front of everyone where I say the price, and it was just because I'd never done it before. And then all the Wild Women Rising graduates were coming, because then there was like a whole nother part of the day. And so I was going to I gotta go make sure they feel welcome. And then my friend Evie just came, and she grabbed me by the shoulders and she said, I want you to appreciate what you just created. Like, can you take it in? Can you just take in what just happened in this room? And in that moment, I realized that I'm just always focused on the next thing, and what to improve. It's the Taskmaster. I just couldn't appreciate and enjoy and receive than, all the people coming up to me and, saying what they got from it. And, yeah. Thank you, Kirsten. That feels really good. So, yeah. I would love to hear from you, Kirsten. And then if you're watching this afterwards, also just feel free to type in, because it's fun to have the comment thread, because it pops up when you're watching it, to hear from other people. What, and I know it's a little complicated of a question, but what do you know about what gets in your way of receiving love? Whether it's an inner character or a story, I'd love to hear what gets in your way. And then I'm going to talk about some of the tools that have been the most effective with my individual clients, and that we use in Wild Women Rising, and that I've used in my own life to work on really being able to receive the love. And I came up with 3 keys, but I'm probably going to just go really into depth with the first one, because it's the most useful. So the biggest key is to find, create, summon your inner parent. So we all have these things that I call frozen needs. So there are these young parts of us who didn't get some things that we really needed, approval at certain times or soothing at certain times. And we carry these wounds, and we're seeking the approval and the soothing, and it's insatiable, because it only, we're trying to get, this 5-year-old or whatever age to hear from this person, your mother, your father, your teacher, the thing that you needed to hear, and you're trying to get it in your current life, and it just doesn't matter how many times you hear it. It's just, it never really, it sticks in there. So going with this inner character, the Taskmaster, I think she came about like 1st, 2nd grade. Sure, she's like really, in the culture at large, she's very reinforced. But so I went to this hippie school, and I'm gonna fix this a little bit, where we had this thing called open classroom, which you could just like go outside anytime you wanted, and then there was like a math table, an art table, and the idea was just to let kids go for whatever they want. And so I wanted to be outside all the time. I was a tomboy, and like, I'm 5, 6 years old. Like, I don't, that's just that was my thing. Maybe the other kids were doing math. I don't know. And then my mom decided that, I have to get my, this is no good. I got to learn how to read and write and stuff. And, okay. So then I got put into this like traditional classroom with these desks and in rows, and I just spoke baby talk the whole year because I was so uncomfortable. And I think that's where the Taskmaster emerged, and she, she's just trying to prove to everyone that I can do it. And she's badass. Like, she's the reason I'm here talking with you right now. If I didn't have the Taskmaster, I certainly wouldn't be pushing myself to do this vulnerable thing. Ooh, what's Kirsten say? That was like my preschool Montessori. Oh, yay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was super cool. I probably would have come to the math table eventually. So yeah, this part of me is just like trying to prove to the world, and she got me through grad school, and she's awesome, but like, man, does she need to be kept in check. And so her desire to prove is just insatiable. Like, she'll tell me like, yeah, you know, just like we're gonna do this event, the gathering, and then, you know, and then as soon as that's over, or even before it's over, she's on to the next thing. So what you need to do is to grieve that you didn't get the thing you needed at the time you needed from the people you needed. Like, that's what that part really wants to hear, right? Like, that part just, I mean, it really wants to get the thing, but you can't get the thing. So it wants to hear from someone parental, like, oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry that, you know, that was so hard for you. And that was totally fine that you wanted to play outside. And you know, and now we do need to learn how to read and write. And, you know, just, you have to step in and become that parent. And you also just have to grieve that you never got the thing that you wanted to get, that you really needed to get, that you deserve to get. That's so important. So it's all about developing this parent part of you. I love this. There's a client I'm working with right now who, she calls it her "Oh Sweetie" voice. And just this last week, it was the anniversary of her mother's death, and she decided she was going to have an "Oh Sweetie" day. And so all she was going to do all day long is just constantly ask herself, "Oh sweetie, what do you want to do now? Do you want to get something to eat? Do you want to go to the thrift store? Do you want to lie down in the sun?" And the "Oh sweetie" voice is so useful. By the way, I'm just noticing, like, we're in my children's room. It's very cluttered here. Let me go stand over here so it looks less cluttered. Yeah, so I've just been waking up in the middle of the night, like 2 hours every freaking night, gremlin wrestling. Because I've just been pushing myself. And they say bigger levels, bigger devils. It's like, it's just never ending. You know, I arrive at some place that finally feels comfortable, and then this other challenge, you know, I go strive for the next challenge. So the Taskmaster has been super duper strong, and then so then I'll swing back and forth. If the Taskmaster's too strong, then comes in "Fuck It Girl." And "Fuck It Girl's just like, "Fuck It Girl" said we're not going to do Wild Woman Wednesday last week. So that's why I wasn't here, because "Fuck It Girl" won. You know, "Fuck It Girl" wants to like go drop acid and go for a hike. She's just like, fuck this, let's get out of here. This is crazy. And so I can go back and forth between these two extremes. And then "Oh Sweetie" voice comes in, and she's like, "Oh sweetie, like, you have been, yeah, you're so tired. You want to just like go do this extreme thing. And you know what, there is all this work to do, but what can we do? Okay, you want to go to the thrift store before Wild Woman Wednesday? You know, okay, do you want to, why don't I make sure that we have time to swim laps at the end of the day?" Or, you know, so, you know, the "Oh Sweetie" voice is that, you know, it's just the meta. It's the arbitrator between your different voices. And if you can't, I mean, so for a lot of us, the "Oh Sweetie" voice, oh wait, I wanted to hear, hold on. I wanted to hear what your version of "Fuck It Girl" is, because that would help me, because I feel really vulnerable talking about acid and so I'm just so curious about what your "Oh Fuck It Girl" does. Like, does she eat a carton of ice cream? Does she just hang out in her pajamas and call in sick to work? Does she go online shopping? You know, your "Oh Fuck It" boy, you know, what's your "Fuck It" person do? Like, I have a friend, she just reads science fiction. So she'll just like lie in bed and read like 3 science fiction novels, which sounds so much less embarrassing. But Yeah, I'd love to hear what your fuck it person does. So, oh, that's another thing I wanted to say. Yeah, so the Oh Sweetie voice, I've just found her in the middle of the night, and I'm so thankful because the Taskmaster has been like, oh, here, oh, hello, Libby. Libby says, does everything except what needs to be done. That sounds about right. And Kirsten says, she doesn't care anymore. She goes dancing. Oh, wow. That's a great one. That sounds so good. And spends a lot of time in bed. Yeah, that sounds good too. Except I imagine it gets in the way of things. Yeah, so Taskmaster, she likes to wake me up in the middle of the night and give me ideas about how things could be done better. And she's making sure that I'm aware that everything could fail, everything could blow up in my face, and she likes to point out in particular what might fail. And one of my words for this year is experiment. And so the Oh Sweetie, the parent voice, has been reminding Taskmaster of that. She just says, well, Oh Sweetie, like, remember our word is experiment. So if this doesn't work, that's okay. Yeah, I know it's going to be challenging and you might have to give these people a refund or what, whatever it is, or yes, and nobody might show to Wild Woman Wednesday or whatever your thing is. And that's okay. Then you could try something. Then you'll just try something else. Like you're learning. Yeah, you're just learning and you're growing. So if you didn't have the best of parents, like a lot of us are going to have to create the Oh Sweetie voice from scratch. And this is where therapy is a great tool, because you can find a therapist who is super duper loving and internalize their voice over time. This kind of can take some time, where they have an Oh Sweetie voice, and eventually, sorry, a call came in. I don't know what that looks like on your end, but yeah, then you can internalize that over time, like your therapist voice or friends, what your friends say. Actually, though, You're Learning and Growing was one of my good friends, just left me a voicemail yesterday after I called her having a meltdown. And that's all she said. She just said, oh, God, but you are just growing. You're growing so much. Oh, Kirsten says my mom has never said, oh, sweetie. Gosh. Yeah. So it takes time to create this stuff from scratch. And just use anything you can find. Maybe there's a character in a book, or you're watching some movie and you really like the mom in that movie, and you just try to like create that from scratch for yourself. Yeah, you do. You do have your own internal mom voice now. You should be really proud of that, Kirsten, because it takes time. It really takes time. And it's so awesome, because until we get that voice going, we run around in the world trying to get that need met, and it's totally age inappropriate. I know this is like not what you want to hear, right? You want to hear like, because it can be kind of victim-y, the child self, right? Because you are a victim. Like, it is fucking bullshit. Oh wait, what's Libby say? My Oh Sweetie voice reminds Taskmaster that she's over specialized, over maybe scheduled everything, and that the Taskmaster needs to be more realistic. Yes, yeah. Yeah, to give yourself space. Yeah, that's the key for me for not going Taskmaster, fuck it. It's like, okay, let's carve out the time, and then everything's so much more balanced. Yeah. You got to keep that Taskmaster in check. But yeah, so then we go through the world trying to get those needs met, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And you know when somebody's got this going on. I love my partner has this theory. He says we all walk around all the time, and everything that we're saying to everyone is basically blah, 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 I love you, which I love. And then I said, except for some people, many people, or some people some of the time, are walking around saying, blah, 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 love me. And you know it when you're in the presence of that. And it's so off-putting, right? Like, you know, somebody's like talking, and it's not generative, you know? It's like this, like, oh, can I tell you another story about the time I went to Hawaii? And, you know, and I was snorkeling and it was so cool. Or, you know, it's just like, and you can just feel that energy, and it makes you want to do the opposite. And it's so sad because it's just like, you know, you can see their little one inside. And actually, I'm really proud of, I think, one of my best skills is like I can see everyone's little ones and just love them. You know, I can just see like, oh my God, like there's just like this little guy in there who's like, blah, 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 love me. But anyways, it just doesn't work. And it's so easy to feel victimized of like, you know, why doesn't anyone love me? And like, somebody should take care of me when I'm sick, or, you know, like, oh, whatever it is. And like, yeah. So it really helps to have someone, could be a therapist, could be a friend. And in Wild Women Rising and in therapy, I do this thing called pillow work, where it's, I mean, it seems kind of silly, where you just like, you grab a pillow, and I grab one too, so that we both look silly. And we do a lot to kind of go back to that time and space where you have to find where the wound happened. And then your therapist or friend and yourself, you start to talk to that little one of like, oh, sweetie, that was bullshit. You know, oh, sweetie, like, oh, Carrie, hi, Carrie. Mwah. I'm so excited to take the Wild Woman Rising journey with you, Carrie. And we're going to do this on Wild Woman Rising. Where you just talk to that little one. You know, even if it's like a 12-year-old, it's just like, oh, sweetie. Oh, bye, Libby. So nice to have you here. Yeah, and you just say, I'm so sorry you didn't get that thing. I'm so sorry, and I'm here for you now, and I'm going to take care of you. And you just find those words, and then it's like your little one hears it. You know, it's like you go back to that wound and talk to that little one. And so you have to become the parent and help kind of like translate for the kid, because the kid's like, someone should take care of me when I'm sick, or you know, it's just like, and then, but that just doesn't work in the world. So then you find this parent who's like, okay, yeah, sweetie, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do for you, okay? I'm gonna call up my friend so-and-so and so-and-so and see, you know, if anybody can come over, okay? You know, and then when you ask in an adult way, like, hey, I know you're busy, and I'm just wondering if you could, you know. So you have to have this intermediary who works on fulfilling the needs of the little one. It can't just be the little one directly. Like, you have to be the parent. It's never going to work. I know this is the most unwelcome news in the world to that little one, because they're correct in feeling like it's so unjust, you know, that they deserve it, and yes, you do, and it's just never gonna happen, you know. So, how are we doing on time? Pretty good. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even think I want to talk about the other two. I mean, that's really the main things I wanted to say. Yeah. Okay, I'll just throw them in there. But they really need more talking about. But number 2 is just like, be someone you think is awesome. So many of us are chameleons, right? Like, it's like, oh, if I can be this person who that person likes, or, you know, oh, let me go be this person over here. And then you end up really not liking yourself because you're such a shapeshifter. So it's like trying to find that internal map of who do you want to be? How do you want to be? Finding your authentic self. Because the shape-shifting thing is never going to work because it's not you. So you get the love, but it doesn't feel good because you're like, well, if you really knew the real me, so you really got to be the real you. All right, I know this isn't super helpful because it's like the shortcut version. It's like, okay, yeah, thanks, Flurry. Okay, I'll just be the real me. You know, it takes time. Takes a longer journey. And the last one is to say, your hard truths with the people once you do get the people in your life. In my experience, almost always, I'm so terrified of conflict, and almost every single time I get to the other side of it, and I just feel high. I feel so much closer, and the other person feels so much closer. And there are some exceptions to this rule, and you can't predict when you're going to share your truth and you're going to lose that person. Sometimes it happens. It's happened to me. But it's totally worth doing. So that's all I want to say today. I always never want to do this, and then once I'm doing it, I'm happy to keep going. And I wish it was more interactive. There's like this way I can do Zoom and put it in, so then we could do some live coaching. So I really am committed to trying to do that next week, so that we can have a little more interaction. And so next week is the last week. I think I am going to keep the 2 p.m. time. I know it's not as good for everyone. But fuck it, girl does not want to rush home from yoga. So that's what's going on. I want to invite you to, first of all, I might have a workshop this Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the link in the thing. I'll put the link in the thing. But if we get enough people, because it's super late notice. But if we get at least 10, I'm gonna go for it. It's gonna be awesome. Kirsten says, I don't think this video is showing up in the group. But then where is it showing up? It's gotta be showing up somewhere. You guys are with me. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, so I want to invite you to, so Wild Women Rising starts in a few weeks. There are a few spots left. If you think you might be interested, I have some spots open in my calendar to talk with folks about it. And it's called the Call to Adventure. It's a super fun call where we get down to the root of what's holding you back, like the thing that you actually can change. And then we go out into what's possible, like super dream space, where you really feel. You found it on my Dr. Flory fridge? Uh-oh, did I put it on the wrong place? Where you just like really feel into what's possible. And then I give you some next steps. And then we can talk about Wild Women Rising, but one way or another, you end the call really having a sense of where you should focus your energy. And I also, for the first time in, I think, a year, I have decided to open up some spots for individual clients in my practice, because I miss it. I miss that intimacy. And also getting dressed and going somewhere besides Facebook Live. So if that's something that's interesting to you, or you know someone who might be interested, I'm going to post the link to my scheduler. I guess I'll just do that as soon as we pop off. Hi, Sunny. So I'm going to post the link in my scheduler. Yeah, if you or someone you know is interested in a good Oh Sweetie therapist or a Wild Woman Rising. And it's a 20 to 30 minute call. I love doing them. Aw, Lisa Joy's here. She's the one who told me that I'm growing. Thank you, LJ. She is a good Oh Sweetie friend. So I love you guys. Thank you for showing up and interacting with me. And I'll be back next Wednesday at 2 for our last one. So love you guys, and have a great rest of your week, and be kind to yourselves. Find your Oh Sweetie voice. Okay, bye.